Hey, welcome to our pastoral update this week, talking about Easter. It's coming up this weekend, so a lot to get to. So I want to give a quick overview of what you can expect here at Wedgwood over the Easter weekend. It starts on Good Friday, that's April 7th. Got a whole lot packed into that day. Our Good Friday service will be starting at 6 o'clock. Now, currently, we're planning to meet outside in Wedgwood Park, which is the park next door to Bruce Schulke, which is next door to Wedgwood. And so we'll begin there at 6 o'clock. We'll have a great time of worship. Again, some of you may be wondering, it looks like some weather apps are saying that there's a possibility of rain, and we'll just have to take that a day at a time. As you well know, living in Texas, the forecast can change. So we'll, as a staff, leadership, be looking at that as we get closer to the weekend. But right now, our plan is to have it outside, 6 o'clock worship service. We'll have a great time of singing, of prayer. We'll open up God's Word for a little bit together and reflect upon the events of the crucifixion of Good Friday. And then following that, we're going to come back over to the church campus. And in our north parking lot, we're going to have several food trucks and for us to be able to partake of. And this is just a great time to hang out together as a church and fellowship together and connect with people maybe you haven't seen or talked to in a little while. And then following that, we'll have around 8 o'clock or whenever it gets dark, we'll have our flashlight Easter egg hunt. And this will be taking place there in the north kind of park area of Bruce Schulke Elementary School. And now all of that will then wrap up sometime around 9 o'clock or so on Friday night. Now, again, remember the purpose of this whole event, all of these three opportunities, is both to encourage and to worship together, to fellowship together as a church body, but it's also to be open to the community. One of the reasons we're meeting outside for worship and that we're having these food trucks, we're doing this egg hunt, is not just for our church body, but for the greater community here. And so let me encourage you, invite your friends, invite your neighbors to any or all of these three events then on Friday night. Now, Saturday, we have, many of you received an email talking about an event, a worship and prayer night on Saturday evening. It'll be at 6 o'clock up in the youth room. This is an event that's put on completely by one of our missional communities. And so the leadership of their missional community felt like this would be a good opportunity for the church body to come together. And so this is a member-run and led event, and this is something that one of our MCs and different folks in our church community have been doing now in some form or fashion for quite some time. So it'd be a great opportunity to pray together, to worship together, just to prepare our hearts and minds for Easter Sunday. That's what's next. Sunday, April 9th, we'll have our Easter service at 9 o'clock in the worship center. And then before and after worship, we're going to have an Easter photo booth that'll be taking place there in the South Foyer. If you don't know where the South Foyer is, just ask. It's the one with the flagpole outside, and it's at the south entrance of our church facility. And then following that, we'll have our missional communities, whatever time your MC is going to be meeting. And we'll be this week looking at a great passage there in John chapter 21 in which Jesus has resurrected, he's come back from the dead, and then now he's encountering and engaging the disciples, specifically Peter, who previously had said, Lord, I'll never bail out on you, I'll never abandon you. Jesus predicts you're going to fail me 3 times, you're going to deny me 3 times, and we're going to look at that reconciliation that comes as a result of the resurrection. So a great opportunity to be able to worship together, fellowship together, even serve our community together over the next few days of Easter weekend. So be in prayer for your own self, your own family, to be able to hear from the Lord over the weekend. Be in prayer for people that you may want to invite to be a part of this special opportunity as we celebrate the real core of our Christian faith, which is the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So hope you have a great week. We look forward to seeing you. We do have all of our Wednesday night activities as normal this Wednesday night, and then we'll look forward to seeing you for a great weekend. God bless.